Yeah, so that was the first score in the field.
Oh.
Somebody get his ears cut off.
I'm waiting for you, Don.
Hey everybody, it's the Coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Up next, we've got a good one on tap between the visiting Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. A minute or so ago, it was the veteran. We got this Seahawk crowd that's in its usual full roar as he and his mates get set to go head-to-head with the Arizona Cardinals. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And the way they played last week defensively, you look at the tape, it looks like they had extra guys on the field, and they thoroughly shut down that offense.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Cardinals here, they're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6 games. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. Here comes Montgomery now to return it. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their 5'11" quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
I know teams always talk about having a 24-hour rule after a game. And eventually, we end up rolling our eyes. But it works both ways, right? 24 hours if you win, 24 if you lose. But, boy, it's a fun 24 when you win the game. And you win NFC Offensive Player of the Week, isn't it?
Absolutely. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. throwing now. Wilson on first down. Being chased out left. Oh, he's going to end. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play there on the first play of the game. 42 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Here's the offense. Certainly some threats on this offense, and one of them that they target is Doug Baldwin.
Not only does he game.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. Pretty move. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person that's on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and bunching.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Hassan Reddick in from his linebacker's spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. Now Wilson on 2nd down. Steps away to his left. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team's going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has the overall health of the team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week. We're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the former Heisman Trophy winner and #1 overall pick from Oklahoma. It's Sam Bradford.
I like this guy. And the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Yeah.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Nazaire Jones there on the tackle. And here are the offensive starters for Arizona.
David Johnson's play has forced us to talk about him as one of the premier running backs in the NFL. Good size, so he can run inside and break through some tackles. Also has excellent speed, so he can get to the perimeter, turn the corner, and make it into a big gain. But he also relies on the fact that he was a college wide receiver at one point, and they can utilize him both out of the backfield and in the slot back position in order to get downfield and catch the football.
And his throw is going to be incomplete. The tight end, Jermaine Gresham, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. The starters defensively now for the Seahawks. They were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Working out of the gun, Bradford. And that is incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now. Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Fielded at about the 28. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. Now, they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
We show you now the starters on the defensive side for Arizona. They're just below the cut line for top half of the league, 17th in the NFL against the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. Oh, now it's intercepted. Picked off by T.J. McDonald. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? They responded to the challenge.
And that's caught inside the 35.
Oh, fuck.
And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Jermaine Gresham, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch.
I mean, I guess it could have been worse.
Really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
This will be fielded at the 6. Oh, nifty juke there.
Jesus, 21.
Trying to tackle it.
Well, at least McKissick's back. That's good to see.
Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
From the 24,
no matter which
they'll
way.
go again on 2nd and 10. Play action. Now Wilson rolling to his right. Dodges him at the 50. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
He lets it fly for Lockett. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the 1st quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. So out now come the Cardinals. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys? Coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night, guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up. Wanting to get a good get-off on the snap, jump too quickly.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now Bradford. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. For Johnson, the numbers for his performance from last week: 17 carries, 76 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why. They were under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. One quarter down here on a frigid December night. It's a tight game here early. We'll be back to Seattle right after this.
All right, bud.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Cardinals in possession of the football, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. From the shotgun, it's Bradford. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they march up another 15 against your squad.
Now Bradford to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, he created some nice space for him.
It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing
7
it
or 10 to 7 right now for the Cardinals
there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there at 22.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So he got 3 of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole
what
lot
if I
else.
change it up, you know what I mean?
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Oh, yeah. What did my stats tell you?
On 2nd down, Wilson.
What the
He's
fuck?
taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. Corey Peters. Breaking through to get him for
I wasn't saying what the fuck he
Enough takes a
is.
start to have a good drive.
Saying what the
Quite
fuck
like a
is
big
a sack.
loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly
Oh,
the momentum
this
shifted to
way.
the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now he'll throw deep
Oh.
inside, and he can't hang on
Come
to
on,
it.
Baldwin.
Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer.
No.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Bradford going to lead the Cardinals up now 1st and 10 at the 20. David Johnson now gears up to help lead this offense back on the field. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but
Seahawks
I think
or
he's
Ravens?
hoping for a little bit more production.
Nobody else.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Now Zay
Fuck the
Jones
Steelers, fuck the
in there
Browns.
to take him down and to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes
Imagine you
remain
becoming a
here in the
Seahawks
first
fan.
half. Back to CenturyLink
That'd be
Field
fucking hilarious.
after this. Coming up
Yeah,
at
but
the
you don't know
half,
which
reminder,
uniform
we go
I'm
back
using
to
for
Orlando to check in with
your
Jonathan
game,
Coachman.
so.
He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line.
Oh, yeah?
A 3-yard gain, but they'll
Why
be
you say
forced
that?
into a 3rd and 15 coming up.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't
We're all white.
On 3rd down, Johnson. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Here's Wilson. He's got him in, complete. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the 1st half. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
I'm the same way.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Wilson going to throw again. And that's incomplete. Clock stops
Ajax.
with 10
Shit that won't take
seconds
your
left.
SC off of you. Don.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Throwing again here. Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. Flushed out right. And this is going to be incomplete. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Cardinals out in front. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Man, where has the season gone? We're into week 15 now. So let's give everybody a look at what's coming up here on what should be a very interesting weekend of football. Some very intriguing games in that early window, highlighted by the one going on at the Superdome. A big test for the Saints, as they'll be forced to reckon with the Atlanta Falcons. In the late afternoon games, one to keep an eye on for sure will be in Minneapolis, where it'll be the Vikings taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And finally, a good one on Sunday Night Football between the Chicago Bears and the Dallas Cowboys. In our game,
why I
it's been
got
the play
second?
of Sam Bradford that stood out to this point. His guys lead, though only a field goal. Still anybody's game. As we send it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this 2nd half. The Cards with a lead, and they will get this football first as the 2nd half gets started. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
A 1st down throw for Bradford. Brought in over the middle by Graham. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now a handoff. Johnson. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Bradford now from the 50. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones maybe bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Frank Clark in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
That would be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the 3rd quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Cardinals hate me.
Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half.
They've got his man complete. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
A good pickup there of 20 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Forced out to his left. Looking deep for end zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Michael Crabtree, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6. Well, he scrambled outside of the pocket, wondered what was going to happen there. He fired a dart. That's what happened.
He certainly did. Scrambled left, looked left, and then left it in the receiver's hands with some dispatch.
In the receiver's hands, in the end zone for the score. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Did you see something
Arizona
change in the
getting ready to
scoreboard,
go as they take the field. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now Bradford on 2nd down. This one complete to Gresham. And now look at him go. Past the 20. Touchdown, Cardinals. Jermaine Gresham, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Cardinals are in for 6.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the 1st quarter. Good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the third.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. They give him a gain of 38.
Hey,
you know
thanks
I'm
for
going to lean towards the
Crabtree,
defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not striking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head
Unless
around
he gets his touchdown, he don't.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll find some space up to about the 25.
Come on, Seahawks. You need to beat the Cardinals.
The tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. It didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it with Johnson, and that didn't fool anybody.
Which one are you talking about?
Backfield. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Okay, so how many touchdowns have you thrown? The 43 interceptions?
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
That's worse than the score I'm looking at right now.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. The Cardinals on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pulled in at the 24. Called out a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. Wilson to throw on 2nd down. Crabtree with it over the middle. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
With that catch, he goes over 100 yards receiving on the night. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Rolling to his left. He's going to air this out for Baldwin. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at second down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard until you settle yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down. They go play action now. Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 15. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding. Defense.
Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. What? Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
Oh, you think? Oh, you think? You think passing deep? I'm not gonna lie to you when I say this. You think passing deep?
3 yards, and now it's second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on second and 13.
So from what you're telling me right now, he was also out for a little bit there.
Again, it's Johnson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll go as a loss of 5. And they're going to be staring at a third and long here. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
How many times are those? Sack
So the
fumbles.
Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long. The busy night continues for Johnson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up fourth down. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Here comes the Cardinals punter now.
It was originally the Dobbs guy, but I got rid of him so he get a first round pick.
Punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing.
That's caught at the 25.
Boom!
And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks have taken the lead here in the 4th. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
I used him for a little bit after I figured out that it was a bad idea to beat him in the
offense get ready to go again. This is something we've seen many times over the course of his career. Can he pull off another 4th quarter comeback?
And it's very strange, isn't it? Because when it's a player of this magnitude, even though the
and, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. And this is...
Watch this last play, bro.
It's caught. And that
Watch this last play. Watch this last play.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but...
I'm going to show you an instant replay of that. Real quick. So, you watching the screen? Alright. Boom. Hey, Jimmy Graham's sitting over here like... Yeah. Look at this shit, man. Oh, is that like a play within the play right there? Yeah. Jesus. Well, I won this game.
It's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Gould with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2
points.
The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
The throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And Gresham, the tight end, brings it in. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. As it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on third down. To throw, Bradford. And this is going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Desperation time. Bradford on fourth down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it would appear that the Seahawks are going to win this football game. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. On second down, Kamara. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee?
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
It's also 4 o'clock in the morning.
Backwards. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. And a strange one here, a little befuddled. They're sending out the field goal unit now. From the left hash, this from 34. And Gold is able to put it through. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3. But clearly right now, anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off. But they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
From the school.
The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion and 8 tries. Not good. Here it's 3rd and 2. From the gun, Bradford.
We've only made this
one incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that will be incomplete with the clock down now to 13 seconds. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town.
They're down to none.
Yes, exactly right.
Well, it has something to do with the audio.
Charles, in this one, I think the storyline really, the 4th quarter, coming into it neck and neck, but they were able to separate, put their foot on the gas, and get the win.
And since you mentioned neck and neck, I'm going to stay with a little bit of a horse racing theme. It was that close, and then really went into the gallop and finished it strong.
One more horse racing theme. I am glad you posted today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So for the Seahawks, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Cincinnati next week. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, the loss might knock them out of playoff contention as they drop to 6-8. And they'll try to...
Yay! And with the fact that I might be called down to the office to talk about how I can catch up with my grade, that's going to be fun. $45 more minutes. Yay. Just stop looking at the time.
Think of something that you don't want to do when you get home. That way it escapes it. So then it's going faster than
That's just me in general, but I don't think. I just offset it to my mind. It's a second feeling. Second nature is the word, but it still works. I know the feeling with my spicy Doritos. I was like, oh, I don't have any more. Okay, daily challenges for Modern Warfare is kind of easy. Well, yeah, kind of easy. I know. But here's the thing, my first challenge is get 7 kills using a weapon with the FMJ perk. I think every single one of my weapons has the FMJ perk. I'm pretty sure. So that's not going to be hard.
AJ, you like football?
I don't really pay attention to sports. Yeah. I'm not saying a word about that. What's the difference between a sauna and a hot tub?
Sauna makes you sweat and you're not sitting in the water. Hot tub's out in the open and you're sitting in the cold water.
Basically steam bath. Well, steam bathing.
It's not steam in the hot tub, actually steam.
I wonder if my shins are going to get cold this morning. Yeah, I said shins, not feet. I mean, I go barefooter. I think I'd rip a few before they fit. I got some bony knees. I'm still nothing learning. Okay, come on, put me in the game. Oh wow, everybody's playing with controller, but still on PC. Oh wow. PC or Xbox, I can't tell those symbols apart per se. Well, that's gunfire. Okay. Oh, that's not the right lethal I usually use. Oh no! Semtex, now Claymore. Why is nobody watching our flank? That's why you don't mess with a sniper. What? Everybody uses riot shields. They need to be banned from the game. Yeah, just playing some Modern Warfare on Petrov. You done? I think he's dead already, Captain. I think I'm dead already, Captain. What? I shot her. sakes. Bloody camper.